Welcome back to BSing with Y Eagle Y, the veteran run podcast where we keep it real, raw, and a little bit rock and roll. I want to give a big shout out to Ed, the man behind Static Shift Radio, holding it down for indie rock artists and keeping the scene alive. Go show some love. Check out the station on Instagram at Static Shift Radio. I also want to welcome the Ferg from Static Shift Radio and Retro FM Podcast. He'll be co-hosting with me tonight. So, okay, are you ready for the real treat? Today's special guests are the dynamic, genre-bending band straight out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Please welcome Lauren from Lauren Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here.
I'm glad that you accepted our invite, and I'm ready to dive into the music. I know me and Ferg, we listened to your album. I'm probably several occasions and every day because we like to be prepared. And so the first thing is, speaking of albums, let's jump right in. You have a brand new album dropping August 9th. The promo is a mirror which reads, "Preserve Love Here." Tell us a little about that, please.
Sure. Yep, we're excited. It's a 3-song EP, and the title of it kind of came from a couple different places, but the album artwork was definitely by design, by choice. We wanted to find an image that was encompassing to everybody who saw the artwork. So when you're looking at it, it's a blank mirror. It's not a mirror with somebody in it. It's just the mirror. And it's kind of a symbolism on the fact that if you were actually in front of that mirror, it would be you. So it's an indirect personalization that people hopefully can identify when they see it. But this was a follow-up to our full-length album From Within that we released last October. I can't believe it's coming up on a year. It's kind of crazy. But, we wanted to follow up. That was a pretty significant album as far as the concept from start to finish. And we wanted to make sure that what we released next was a good follow-up. So, if you have listeners that aren't familiar with kind of what we've done in the past, that album took you on a journey through the grief process. So it kind of started in that denial and anger area, and then it worked through all of the phases all the way into acceptance. So this new EP kind of touches on a lighter side of things. Every track, the 3 tracks, all talk about a different perspective of love. So the first track is called Love Yourself, and it is a song about the importance of being able to love you for you before you can really love somebody else. And the second track is called State of Preservation. And if anybody watching here has followed us on socials, I've kind of been teasing this track now for a few posts.
For a little while.
Continue. But it's definitely the most upbeat, up-tempo song on the EP. And it symbolizes finding a safe space and being completely unapologetic about that in this chaotic world. Everybody is kind of living in that fear of missing out. And this song is about embracing that you don't always have to live like that. You can take some time for yourself, and you should be, at peace with that and find joy and comfort in that. And then lastly, our third song is called Here With You. And that song is the ballad off of the EP. It is the love song off of the EP.
All right.
Yep. And it's a little different for us. So it's got kind of hints of pop rock with a little bit of Americana. So that's one of the cool things about being in this project, is that being that I'm pretty much the primary songwriter, I can kind of take this and drive this train wherever I kind of want to drive it. So I think when people listen to this EP, they're going to get 3 tracks with 3 very different sounds, but yet are still cohesive to the message that we want to put out to the audience.
Lauren, I really like that message. I'll tell you why. With everything that's going on in the world today, I love that, and I love the fact that you designed that with the mirror there. I have a friend of mine, Lance Huya, he put together a course study called My Soul Warriors, and in that he makes a statement that hit me a different way, and it kind of lines up with what you're trying to do there with your songs. He said you've got to learn to love yourself fearlessly. You hear a lot of people talk about self-love and loving yourself, but when you throw that word fearlessly in behind that, it just becomes so much more powerful. And I can see that that's what you're trying to do with those songs. I really love because if we could love ourselves fearlessly, like you said a minute ago, unapologetically, and music is such a great vehicle to drive home that message. So, for you to do that, that's pretty awesome that you're doing that and using your music to drive that message.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I feel like as an artist, that's like my core value and what I strive to do is always put a message out there that is a positive one, and one that is also kind of real and very personal, and some topics might be a little bit deeper than where, people in casual everyday life and conversations may want to go. But when they're alone or they're at home and they're in their thoughts, that's kind of when those things can kind of creep into your mind. And my whole goal and purpose as an artist, I feel, is to make people feel like they're not alone. And I think that's super important nowadays when, people are feeling that way.
Absolutely. Speaking of getting personal, let's get a little personal, have a little fun. You say in the bio that when your mom was pregnant with you, 8 months, that she was playing Bruce Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark, and you were kicking in the womb. So, couple things with that. Number one, when did you just know that music was going to be your life? Besides there, I know you knew it early there with your mom, but second question, do you still rock some Springsteen from time to time?
Time and time he does come on my Spotify. I can't lie. But music is my identity. Outside the womb, before I could even talk, my mom tells me stories about how I was a big Barney person. Not Sesame Street. I was a Barney person. But she would buy me like the little soundtrack cassettes and stuff. And before I could speak, I was like emulating the sound, and I would learn the cassette in order from the start to finish, and just she'd take me out of the car after we'd been listening to it. We're driving through the store, or she's got me in the cart and she'd drive me through the store. I would be going through the track all the way down, like I was hearing it in the car, but I'm like emulating the sound, like la 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 la, but it's all on key, all of this. She was like, there's no way this child is not a singer.
Right.
Definitely born this way, for sure.
Right. Well, I thought that was really fun that was in your bio, and so I was like, I think I got to ask about that. Now, you mentioned that you first formed the band in 2011, but that the band has went through some changes, and that it's now finally the project that you've always wanted the band to be. Talk about that, and talk about how you and Rhett and Jim and Zach all talk about the origins, how you guys got together, got to jamming together, and how the band became what it is today.
Sure. Yeah. Great question. So yes, I have been doing this forever. 2011 is kind of when I wanted to form a official name of the project, and that even took different forms. It was Lauren Nicole Band. There was a Lauren Nicole Alliance at some point, and then there kind of came this realization that it's always going to be a band. I feel like my guys will tell you I am definitely not like the front woman diva like that most bands have. So with that spirit, I didn't want it to be like Lauren Nicole. I wanted it to be cohesively together as a unit, because I very much value all parts to a band. If if one part is missing in the band, it is not really going to function the way that it needs to, essentially. So,
Right.
yeah. So, I with that kind of band name turning, there were also musician churn for several years. But it was a good thing now looking back. And I say that because I was writing music that was not a direct reflection of myself as an artist, because I was still trying to kind of find myself as an artist. So I think that it was just things weren't aligning because multiple things weren't supposed to align.
Right.
And then you fast forward to like 2019, and I had just moved back from Nashville. I spent about a year there, just kind of working the
Oh, okay.
songwriter circuit. Yeah, and it was a really good experience. I definitely missed home after being there for a little while. But I made some really good connections while I was there. I did a couple songwriting workshops with a few people, and worked with an artist from the UK and did some songwriting with them. And it was all around really, really great experiences. But at the end of the day, it wasn't really home. So
Right.
when I moved back, I didn't really have a band here anymore in North Carolina. I had kind of, shifted. I had kind of a band that was here that I'd play with casually when I would travel back and forth from Nashville, but it wasn't really a solidified figure. And so the first real connection in our current lineup is my husband, who is the drummer. His name is Jim.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, so we kind of knew each other in the local circuit, I guess, and we had played together previously before I'd moved. And when I moved back, we had kind of lightly stayed connected. And he had been working with a band on this separate that was they were going through a change with their singer. Their singer was about to join a different project, and it just wasn't aligning. So I needed a band, and he was with a band that needed a singer. So it was amalgamation of a lot of things, and stars aligned. And Rhett and Zach were the people that Jim was playing with, and Rhett and Zach are also family. They are cousins. So that's kind of cool. It's our band is truly a family, because it's two halves that make a whole. Zach and Rhett being family, and me and Jim, of course, family. So
heck yeah.
Yeah, it 2019 was a year of magic. And here we are now, and we've been writing and performing, and it really does feel like a family too, which is really great. I feel like that's such a unicorn to find when it comes to bands. There's so much drama you hear about bands.
Oh man, gosh.
Yeah, I'm so thankful and fortunate that we have none of that in our band, and that everybody truly is just a good person, and we all love each other, and we can make great music that has a good message. And yeah, so it's been a journey, but I'm really glad.
Heck yeah. Speaking of you and Jim and your relationship, I wanted to bring up the fact that one of your influences is Alanis Morissette. Jim really liked Taylor Hawkins. God rest Taylor Hawkins. We wish he was still here.
Yeah.
But some people don't know that Taylor played on Alanis's first album. And I'm sure that wasn't lost on you, because I'm sure you and Jim had that conversation, and that kind of helped your bond as bandmates, and then possibly your personal relationship with one another. And so I want you to talk briefly on that a little bit, and then your favorite Alanis Morissette album.
Well, wow, that's kind of challenging. I love a lot of Alanis's music, including the new stuff that she's released. But Jagged Little Pill is, of course, I think just like that's like the gold standard, that album. I mean, for her to have as many hits on that album, that is so impressive for any artist to have that kind of accomplishment. But yes, we did not let that fun fact about Taylor Hawkins playing with her go unnoticed. And if people that are watching don't know that, I encourage you to look up the YouTube live video of, I forget what festival it is, but it's a big festival, and they're playing You Learn. And the rendition of that is wild. Like I always tell my band, I'm like, hey, when we are ready to like put that song in our like cover repertoire, we're learning the live version because that thing is awesome.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
I have one for you too. Is Meg Myers and Jenna McDougall? They both bring strong vibes. How do you channel their influence while still keeping your own voice?
Oh, that's a great question. So Meg Myers, both Jenna and Meg Myers are artists that I really delved into when I was in Nashville. And I think it was just, I was at a time in my life where there was a lot of uncertainty, and their music on different levels kind of solved something within myself by listening to it. And I really respect Meg Myers because she has this dark energy that I feel with our aesthetic and our vibe on stage and even our sound a little bit, we convey this mysterious element that she is very, very good at doing, especially live. I mean, she has a really interesting live approach, and she is just 100% being herself at all times on stage. And I really respect that from like a performer perspective. And
Yeah.
the dark, mysterious element is something that really speaks to me from her music. And then on the other side of things, I found Jenna through her band project Tonight Alive that I think they play now and then, but she now has Heaven She, which is her solo project. But Tonight Alive, Underworld, that record is for me something like, I just said that word and I have like full body chills. That record is just something that I hold so close to me, and I think I always will because of where I was in my life and how she was able to say exactly what I needed to hear at the exact time I needed to hear it. And so, yeah, between both of them, Meg has kind of got the angsty, mysterious, kind of dark, a little bit more anger and frustration. And then Jenna had kind of that uplifting thing. And I feel like finding them honestly helped me find comfort in my authenticity as an artist that I feel like in the prior version of my project, I was unable to really find and execute. And so I think those two influences were very instrumental for me to find my true identity as an artist.
Awesome. So you said, well, let's see. How do the painting and photography sneak their way into your songwriting process, if at all?
The painting, you said?
Yeah, you said you're a painter.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
in your bio, we read you love painting, and I just wanted to know because I was thinking to myself, like, I wonder if painting and the photography, you know, if it snuck into your music, or you know, what would you say?
Yeah, that's a great question. So funny you ask because our album From Within, we had a professional photographer do our band shots for the album, but the front cover art of the flower is a picture that I took.
Oh,
Yeah, I took the cover, which is super cool. Like when I
that's
was
pretty
out,
cool.
I didn't know that was going to be the cover, like at the time. But when we were like going through and kind of putting the final touches on the record, I liked that particular picture because it's actually a weed, but you wouldn't think that because of the way that it looks. And I felt like that was very symbolic of like you're coming out from the dark depth, and you might be a weed, but you can also look absolutely beautiful. And there might be way more to you than just what the eye sees.
That's cool.
So that was definitely an element that my hiking that I like to do came in handy one day. I just was like, hey, I snapped a picture, then it worked, and yeah, so here we are. And I was trying to think. I don't think you guys have a hard copy of the album. I should probably mail you one. But it's a digipack.
That'd be amazing. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I
Yeah,
love having something physical. Streaming and
Yes.
downloading is wonderful, but having something physical to hold on to, I'm always promoting that. I just think it holds more sentimental value and I don't know. There's just something about it, to have something actual. I love that.
Yeah, I
Yes.
definitely will. Yeah, it's a cool. We wanted to do something a little bit more in depth than just like a jewel case. So we created like a digipack, and when you open the album, there's like a picture, but it's two pictures technically, but they kind of go together. And then when you open it one more time, it's 4 pictures, and
Nice.
the inside is a sunrise that goes across all 4.
Oh,
Nice.
Like a panoramic kind of deal. And I took all those and we put them all together to a line. So
see, that's something you can't
Creative.
get by streaming or downloading. You don't get those extras.
Yeah.
right.
I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of your album From Within, there's a song on there, Ectasis, which talks about kind of what you were just mentioning. I had to look up the word, and it's like the shedding of your old self. And in this album that is so introspective and personal to you and pouring out some of those parts, you've got some very powerful lyrics in some of the songs there. For instance, the song Frozen. I'm going to read some of these lyrics. Talk to us about that, because I think it took a lot of courage and bravery to put that in your music and say things that not everyone is saying. And you've chosen to use the band and your music, your album, as a vehicle to drive these home. You asked the question in the lyrics, how long do you look for good in someone who is deadly? And then, why do we believe ourselves when we're lying for someone else? Those are strong, powerful lyrics that really cause you to look inward. Talk about that a little bit.
So, yeah, that was a fun fact is that I actually wrote Frozen and Hated in the same hour.
Oh,
I
wow.
went through a lot emotionally, apparently, that night. But yeah, Frozen is a song where I always like to think of it as the things that I needed someone else to ask me, but I decided to ask myself. So
Okay.
it truly is like I became my own therapist for that song. I wanted to ask myself very pointed questions that I felt I was denying just living and going through my day to day. And it was a song of a reality check, honestly. Like, how long are you going to put yourself in these positions? How long are you going to lie for somebody when it's compromising who you are as a person? All these things that I felt like I really desperately needed the answer to. And what that song turned into in the chorus is ultimately a song of self-forgiveness. Leaving what you can no longer control, and probably what you couldn't control ever, in the past, and moving forward from that. And that's why the song has more of this uplifting kind of approach, which kind of starts taking you into the next chapter of the album. And I hope that when people listen to it, if there's people out there that are going through the same things I did when I wrote it, that's a song that can maybe bring some awareness so that they can take the next steps they need to ultimately find happiness, because I do
Heck yeah.
what we all deserve in the end, is just be happy.
I'll tell you what, we can go ahead and play that song right now and let the audience hear it. You good with that, Lauren?
Absolutely.
All right. So, about to share the screen. Right. Let me know if it's too loud or not loud enough. How is it on y'all's end?
Perfect.
I hear it, Clyde.
How long must you love someone when it makes your heart feel heavy? How long must you do something that gives your life no meaning? Why do we erase ourselves and then try to be somebody else? Run, run, far, far away. There's no need for you to stay. You're trapped inside and you can't rewind the mistakes you've made on this moment's frozen time. How long do you trust someone that makes you feel uneasy? How long do you look for good in someone who is deadly? Why do we believe ourselves when we're lying for somebody else? Oh, run, run, far, far away. There's no need for you to stay. You're trapped inside and you can't rewind, 'cause the broken pieces won't realign the mistakes you've made on this moment's frozen in time.
And the audience can do exactly what you just did, Robert. They can go to Spotify and they can go to YouTube. They can go to other streaming platforms and do what you just did and click on Lauren's songs and listen to them, right?
Absolutely. They can. It's on Spotify if you got a subscription. I don't have Pandora anymore, but I'm sure y'all are on there as well.
Yep.
You can also find Lauren and the band on Instagram.
Yep.
So also, and you can find, they have a website as well, and that's LaureNicoleOfficial.com. You can go ahead and pre-save that new album coming out too.
Yes. Absolutely.
Lauren, the song Bury the Pain, that one spoke to me when I was listening to your album. And you and I talked about this. I'd lost a brother in 2019. And, you know, some of the lyrics in there where you talked about, you know, running away, you know, until you call to me and things like that. And that one was deep. That one was personal for me. So I just want to tell you, you are resonating with the listeners. Your message is resonating. It is reaching people. Even if you're just reaching one like me, you're reaching people. And I really appreciated that one. I appreciated our discussion about that. And thank you for that. And do you want to add anything to that about Bury the Pain?
I will say when you reached out and you told me that about your brother, it was a very personal thing that you shared, and it meant a lot to me, and it carried a lot of weight. It made me emotional when you told me, and you know that is why I do what I do. I do this because you know, I am no stranger to loss and pain. And I think that it's very important that people that have also experienced loss and pain in their lives, they know that they're not alone. And, music is such a powerful tool for that. It is truly a universal language because it it allows us to feel those emotions that we all know are there, but it's so difficult to
Right.
put into words and to uh, you know figure out how to say things that you're feeling inside. And music kind of just speaks volumes when it comes to things like that. So Bury the Pain is a very deep song in that regard. The verses, from a lyrical perspective, kind of encompass that war with oneself, kind of one foot in, one foot out when it comes to depression. You want to get
Right.
better, but you got certain things kind of holding you back still before you can really lift the veil and let it go. It was a therapeutic song for me to write, along with most of the album. But I'm very glad to hear that it connected with you and that it resonated with you. That means more to me than you know. So thank you.
Heck yeah. Thank you. Well, let's have some fun then. We've talked about the darker side of things, and we've had a little bit of emotional things. The song "Nobody But You," man, that's a great bluesy lick right there. There's some great guitars, and you kind of got a more. Not saying that you don't on the other songs, because you do, but you pour some soul into that one, and there's some blues, and I love that one. Talk about that song.
Yeah, that song I actually wrote in Nashville. So it was, it's kind of cool because a lot of the songs on the record were written much before got in a studio to record it all, which was kind of great because we knew we had this big concept and we wanted to, put it all together, and we had several pieces of the puzzle just kind of laying there. And Nobody But You is the light song on the album. It's the more poppy, bluesy, feel good song. And I wrote that because I was just feeling pretty happy and talking to Jim, of course. And there's no mystery that song is 100% about him. So he knows that. So I try to not let it get to his head, but
So when did you guys get married? And congratulations on being able to make that work in the band. That's amazing. When did you guys actually get married?
Oh, we are about to celebrate 5 years in October. We were married on October 2nd.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Awesome. Congrats. Yeah.
we married in the heat of COVID, so that was fun. But yeah, it's he's a proponent of my artistry, and always kind of has been. So this is a great thing because we get to do what we both love together. He's played drums since forever. There's little baby videos that his parents have showed me of him just standing up there, tiny, not really able to walk much, but still going to town on the little drums. And like I mentioned earlier, I've been singing since before I could speak. So
Right.
definitely musical soulmates for sure.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. Heck yeah.
Well, I mean, we can give that one a play too for Jim since he's not here.
There you go.
That way everybody can hear and enjoy this song.
Oh, they got to hear this one anyway. You guys have got to hear this one.
So.
We'll let you do your magic.
It takes me just a second. You got to go through and make sure you check the audio or no one will hear anything. So, Nobody But You.
Think it's time to say what's on my mind. I've been losing little sleep at night. Think it's time to try and make things right. Got the love that I've been trying to find. Love you, let's play, we know what's at stake. No blame, no shame, I won't hesitate. Cause no one gets me like you do. Nobody but you.
Love that right there.
Nobody but you. Nobody but you. Going down a road that we both know, sharing stories we always told. What lies ahead of us may be unknown. I think it's worth it if we take it slow. Love game, let's play, we know what's at stake. No blame, no shame, I won't hesitate. Cause no one gets me like you do, yeah. Nobody but you. Nobody but you. Nobody but you. Nobody but you. How much better could it get? I know this isn't pretend, guys. You're stuck inside my head and you'll be there till the end. Nobody, nobody gets me like you do. Nobody, nobody wants me like you do. Nobody, nobody loves me like you do. Nobody needs me like you do. Yeah, nobody. Nobody but you. Nobody but you. Nobody but you. Oh, nobody but you.
Lauren, I want to thank you for allowing us to listen to your music on the podcast as well and sharing with the audience.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Oh, I appreciate it very much. Hopefully, people are enjoying it out there.
Since we're on the fun side of things, so who takes the longest to get ready for a show?
I'm going to probably go ahead and say that's me. Probably no mystery there. Yeah, they, guys have it easy. Y'all just like put on a t-shirt and a pair of jeans and y'all are done. I gotta
pretty
do
much.
the hair. I gotta do the makeup. I gotta find the outfit. I mean, it's a whole thing.
Now, I have met some guys out there that take longer than women.
Really?
But, oh man! But I'm not going to say any names, but just saying. I know you're listening out there, though.
You have been called out. You have been called out.
Now, I know the Ferg has something to ask you about you recently opened for Mad Gallica.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, Ferg.
Yeah.
Talk about that. A couple of things. Number one, talk about that show. What was the coolest thing at that show? And did she perform Beautiful Creature? I know she had to perform that one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know it. Oh, she is a beast. I mean, she is absolutely a phenomenal singer, and her production value behind her entire show is just a really cool thing to watch and experience. But we were just so honored. So kind of a funny story. We recorded our new EP and also From Within with producer Dick Hodgen at Osceola Studios here in Raleigh. And Dick is a wonderful producer, sound engineer. He is honestly a genius at what he does. And he and we've worked together for, over a decade now, with just different projects. I'm also a session vocalist there and do some work for other artists that come through as well.
Awesome.
So that's kind of a fun little side gig. But when this show the whole origination of the show happened when he was recording with Dylan. Dylan is her name, the singer of Mad Galaga. And she was looking for an opening act for this show. This show was massive. This is like a big debut of her performance, and she debuted an entire set that was actually, fun fact, made by one of the stagehands on Saturday Night Live.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
wow.
They had been going back and forth
for
several years. Yeah, and just kind of trying to get like the logistics of this, and they finally got it all together for the show and everything. But yeah, so she was in studio, and Dick Hodgen played one of our newer songs, and she was like, "I want them to open for her." So it was pretty cool. We connected, and we kind of brought like the rock and roll soul to the show, and she had like she calls it a pop rock opera kind of thing. So I love that opera word. And so it was a magical evening, truly. It was pretty cool.
Heck yeah, absolutely. I knew you would want to talk about it. You guys were so stoked going into that, so I was like, we got to ask about that.
Yeah,
we definitely got it.
Great. Yeah, it was one. I hope that our paths cross again and we're able to do that again, because it was really fun for everybody. We really connected. Besides her talent, she is a very kind person, very sweet. We were in the green room just kind of chilling before we went out for our set, and we were just kind of meditating and hanging out, and it was just good vibes all around. It's the right vibes you want for your stage. Just very, very relaxed. So it's cool.
We've talked about your albums. We've talked about your upcoming album. What are some of your favorite songs to perform live, and what are some of your favorite songs to cover?
So originals, I would say one of my favorites to perform live is State of Inspiration, which is going to be on the upcoming EP.
Okay.
As far as the songs from Within, I personally love to play Inspiration. That song is very near and dear to my heart, and I really enjoy the drama that song kind of has live. And I would say the other one from Within would be Hate It, just because that chorus, it comes out of nowhere, and watching people's faces on that live, it's just, and I love that. It's fun for me.
Heck yeah, that's the ultimate thrill, the reaction from the crowd right there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, Lauren, we've seen that you're booked up for the rest of the year. So, what would be your favorite venue, and what's your dream venue?
Wow. Favorite venue. I mean, I am very partial to the Lincoln Theater that is right here in Raleigh. It is such a cool stage. The staff is always wonderful. But I do love playing the Poorhouse as well. That's also in Raleigh. We've played so many different venues. It's hard to kind of put like a one, definitive answer, but I do love gracing their stages. It's really a lot of fun. And then remind me what your second question was. A
your
state
dream
I'd
venue?
love to be on at some point.
Yes.
Oh man. Gosh, that's kind of difficult. I mean, would it be like very rock and roll of me to say Wembley Stadium?
Hey, there you go.
That is
Yeah.
like very far out of my reach, obviously. But I mean, hey, that's why we do this, right? To just dream and
Yeah, dream big.
you never know. It
Yeah.
happens to some people out there. Maybe
Yeah,
It does.
didn't.
So, who would you most like to open for?
Gosh, I feel like Jim and I were just talking about this not too long ago. Of course, I would love to open for my inspirations. So to open for Jenna and her solo project would be like, oh my God, I think I could die happy kind of deal. But yeah,
Well, if you're listening, Lauren Nicole, if you're listening, there it is.
Yeah.
Yes. Come find me, Jenna. Let's make this happen. But I mean, there's so many artists that would be honestly a delight to open for. Being a female fronted rock, I would love to put together shows that really highlight that. With whether it be artists that are even like slightly different of a genre than we are, as far as like their heaviness. I'm big into like metal bands too. Like I love Lacuna Coil. I love Evanescence. Like,
Yeah.
that would be like a dream. But yeah, I mean, I think female fronted rock is a very important thing, and bringing light to that. So, yeah, anytime we can open for female fronted bands, that's great. I mean, no shame to guys. We're we'll open for guys too, but I think it's just kind of cool, the female camaraderie and everything. So yeah.
Lauren, there seems to be an uprise in female-led rock nowadays, and a lot of the bands we feature on Static Shift Radio are female-fronted bands. And what I was having a discussion not long ago with some friends of mine about was, it's interesting to me, it seems like the male counterparts and the bands that are fronting, that are being fronted by the women, they're really embracing you guys in an amazing way, and there seems to be a great cohesion. There were years ago where female fronted bands, they didn't quit what they were doing, but it was tougher back, when Joan Jett was trying to do it, Vixen, some of the bands. But now it seems like ladies are really being embraced. We've often embraced women in pop music, soul, R&B music, and other genres, country music being a big one. But in the rock and roll, alternative, heavy metal genre, there seems to be an uprising, and you guys are being embraced like never before. Speak to the importance of that and what that means to you, and talk a little bit more about that, because it seems that there's a positiveness to it, whereas there was a day and time when there was kind of a negative vibe.
I agree. I fully agree with you on that. I'm hoping it's a sign of the times, truly, that we're able to embrace that more. Everybody has a story to tell. No one person's story is more important than the other,
Right.
And I do agree with you. I think there was a time where women were trying to step out into the limelight, and it wasn't as embraced or, dare I say, taken seriously, simply because
Right.
it's coming from a woman. But now I think that, the way our society is working and people are so desperate to hear things that they can connect to, I think that they're looking at not just one avenue to do so. I think they're looking now at everybody to hear what everyone's story is, and find that little nugget of truth that hold on to. So yeah, I think more now than ever, it's so important to have female fronted figures in rock, and
Absolutely.
just step forward and try to make that connection. And it's great to see that that's happening, and it's really a breath of fresh air.
Heck yeah. Real quickly, I won't spend a lot of time on this, but real quickly, the passing of Ozzy Osbourne, did that affect you and your band members on any level?
Absolutely. Ozzy is a legend. I think that everybody in the music community and world, when I say community, I feel like it's global, that was affected by that. He was a pioneer, and just his music is so epic. He really has an epic sound to his music and the musicians that were around him, and the choice in his lyrics and his melodies. Everything that he did was just so very special, and I think this one's going to be very missed because that he was an inspiration for many, and I saw somebody comment that he was an icon, and agreed. Yes,
Right.
absolute icon. It's one of those things where no one could ever even come close to filling those shoes. You need to create your own shoes and do your own thing, because what he did was just very iconic. And yeah, we were at a show actually last night, and it's been a crazy couple of weeks with the scheduling and everything, and we hadn't had time to really crank out an Ozzy cover, but it's definitely on the list now.
Oh, heck yeah. That's right. Well, 3 of the members of your band say that they love hiking. Have you guys took a group, a family, a band hiking trip? And what are some of your favorite trails, some of your favorite mountains?
So that is on the to-do list. Absolutely. I have been wanting to do that for the last couple of years, do a band hiking trip. So we've got to make it happen. It's so difficult with just everything going on in our shows and everything, but it is definitely on the to-do list. We're all nature lovers, and I would say for me, hiking, I love to go to Grandfather Mountain, which is a couple hours really from here. But we have stayed in the Sugar Mountain area and kind of hiked, those trails up there. And I love the mountains. I love the ocean too, but there's something very special about hiking in the mountains that just makes you feel so connected to the planet. And I think it's important to kind of cut the technology world out a little bit and go there and try to find your peace and your serenity. So I do feel like that. But yeah, that is on the to-do list, and I will make sure after this interview to be like, hey, the Ferg brought up a very good point, and we need to get this on the books because fall is around the corner, and I would very much enjoy that. I think we all would.
Yeah, we were just in the Smoky Mountains about a week and a half ago.
Cool.
And we hiked up to some waterfalls. It was beautiful.
So cool.
It's awesome to get out, come across 2 bears,
Oh,
and
gosh.
and like
Run.
on the trail, but they didn't come. They just walked off, and we continued on.
Very good. I would be
Oh,
scared.
that's good.
It's awesome to get out though and see the wildlife.
Yeah, definitely.
Heck yeah, absolutely. Lauren, real quickly, take each member of the band and tell us one pretty unique thing that they bring to the band.
Oh gosh, no pressure there.
Yeah, not at all. We just threw you under the bus.
Yeah, now I'm scared. Let's see. So, I guess I should start with Jim, just because what he brings uniquely to the project, I would say, is his ability to exude and perform the emotion of the songs live. If you connect with the songs on the record, I really feel that what Jim brings on the drums is what's going to make you connect to them live. He is a showman live, and he utilizes that kit just I don't know how he does it, but he is truly an artist in what he does. I believe all of the guys are, but yeah, I think what he uniquely brings is the emotion from the drums perspective of just that underlying beef to the song that it really needs, or not the beef, just kind of hanging low and hanging back and knowing when not to play. That's so
Right.
important for many musicians to learn.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what I would say. Rhett is, I am not biased. No, I'm not. I mean, I'm really not. But he is a tremendous guitar player. I mean, what he is able to do on the guitar, it just speaks volume to his talent. And it's not just the ability to solo. He takes pride in, and he should absolutely always take pride in the fact that he can do so much layering with his guitar. He can listen to one riff that he creates, and he knows how to make that this stackable thing. So when we go into studio, he truly is making the song have a new dimension with the thickness that he adds. So that is a very important skill to have. But I feel like what makes that so unique about him is that's not a skill that all guitar players have. Typically
Right.
you've got guitar players that are like, I'm just going to write the chord progression and that's kind of it. And we'll just build up with other stuff. Not Rhett. Rhett really takes ownership of the guitar. He is going to create what that song needs from the live perspective, and then also from the studio aspect as well. And Zach is, what he brings is the creative element. Zach is a riff writer. He not only a riff writer, but a truly intricate writer with what he does on bass. But he will write parts for the songs that you wouldn't necessarily think would be in the song. And when it's not in the song, it's like, oh my gosh, that we're missing that horribly.
Right.
So he is very creative in what he brings to the table, and it's really fun to watch him and Rhett work together.
Right.
Like there are times in a practice where Zach comes in with this really awesome bass line, and then we're all kind of working the song out and doing a workflow on it and everything, and he comes to the conclusion like, actually this might be more suited for like a guitar part. And so he's very gracious in the sense with his creativity. He's able to say, hey, Rhett, why don't you take this and I'll make an alternative line. We'll complement that since it would be more suited for guitar. So they all bring such value and talent to what we do. And I think that's why we're, able to create the music that we're able to create. And it's truly a blessing. I love all of them. I'm very thankful for all of them. It's a blessing to have them with me doing this. So.
And thank you for sharing that. I know you. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I know it takes a lot to want to say that, but you really hear it in the album. You really do. Everything that you just mentioned. Now I know we're coming up here toward the end, and so what would you like to say to our listeners and to your fans and everybody out there who's maybe not discovered your album yet? What do you want to say to the fans and the listeners?
I'm so thankful that you're here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for allowing me to share a little piece of myself and my music with you. I hope that you find the songs to connect with you, or if you know people around you that it would connect with, I hope and encourage you to spread the word and pass it along. Bringing awareness to independent artists is truly still, I think the best method is word of mouth. We have all these tools online, but word of mouth is truly it. And, if you're out there and you are not in a good place, I want you to know that you are not alone. I want you to know that our music is there as an outlet for you to feel not alone, feel welcomed, and know that the emotions that you experience are 100% valid, and you should always know that. And we can't wait to show you our new EP and give you some more songs to listen to and connect with. And if you are in the local area and are available on August 9th, we are going to be performing at Bond Brothers Eastside and Cary, along with our good friends, the Pseudo Cowboys. And we're very excited for this EP release show. So make sure that you grab your tickets. They are available on our website, along with our pre-save of the EP. So would love to see you there, and can't wait to show you what we got coming up.
That's
Heck
awesome,
yeah.
Lauren. And so that's what we do, is we spread the word. And just like we appreciate you coming on the podcast, the Ferg is sharing it, Static Shift Radio sharing it, and BSing with Y Eagle Y is sharing it. So we absolutely enjoy when y'all come on the show. So I do have shout outs. And so I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Lauren. So listeners and audience, pre-save Lauren Nicole's new album by going to LaureNicoleOfficial.com. And pre-save Preserve Love Here drops August 9th. And you can also follow them on Instagram at Lauren Nicole Official for all the latest shows and behind the scenes. Also, big shout out to the Ferg from Static Shift Radio and Retro FM Podcast for co-hosting this one. We also, let's see what we got here. So pretty much that's a wrap. We're coming up, well, we're over an hour. So on today's episode of BSing with Y Eagle Y, big love to Lauren Nicole for hanging with us, sharing their sound and story. Y'all go check them out, support their music. And also, you can find Static Shift Radio on Instagram. And shout out to Ed. And till next time, keep BSing, but do it with soul. Peace.
All right.